Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be talking about peer pressure, and I have two outstanding pediatricians that are right here with us, and we're going to be talking about peer pressure together. So,
hello.
So, Dr. Renner and Dr. Zainab, what is your how do you see peer pressure? Because we just mentioned it and we said there is positive peer pressure and there's negative peer pressure. So what is peer pressure and why is it important to talk about it?
Okay, so peer pressure is a situation in which a person is being convinced or sometimes even coerced to do things that are against their will, usually things that are potentially harmful or unsavory, by somebody who is usually within their age group, or sometimes it might be somebody that's a little bit older, but it's peer there says that it's somebody that is their age group. And you'll be surprised how much influence your peers have on you, on
Yes.
what you think, what you say, how you react to situations. And so peer pressure is a powerful thing that can actually make or break a person.
Yeah, because there's good peer pressure. If you're friends with people who are serious and they want to go to Harvard and Yale and they are doing everything to get in there, you're up leveling. So you have to be very conscious of what kind of pressure it is. Is this positive pressure that is going to take me to my dreams, or is it negative pressure that's going to take me away from my dreams? Dr. Zainab.
I don't know whether I'm imagining this, but I sort of, in my mind, I have this idea that it's more the girls. I'm not quite sure. I think it's more the girls. I know for both, but from my experience, it seems to be more the girls because, the movie Mean Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know it, but
I know.
Some in school, some girls can be quite mean.
Yes.
If you don't do
conform to what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I think as a parent, it's quite hard. I think when your kids start forming their friendships, you have to be careful. Pay attention to the types of friends that they're making.
And not to be religious, that evil communication corrupts good character. You can be the best person in the world, and you start hanging with the worst people in the world, and you start doing what they're doing.
Very right. Yeah. So yesterday, just on the gram, I saw a video. It was African American lady, her 12-year-old daughter, snuck off to school. She wore her mom's makeup, and she left the house because the mom said no makeup before a certain age, but she was too young. She was 12. And as soon as but then unfortunately for her brother reported her to the mother. The mother was waiting for her when she came home. I think the brother was happily taking the video.
With a full face beat.
As she came through the door, but the mother said something I really liked. And she said about 3 or 4 times, she said, I'm raising you to be a leader, not a follower. She said, be a leader, do not be a follower. She said that about 3 or 4 times, and I really like that because the girl was very sober and all that.
And also, I think, I just say that the point of whether it's more of boys than girls or girls than boys that have peer pressure. I think that what they are pressurized about is different.
It's different.
Yes,
true.
It's very different.
Yes. So girls is more of body image, beauty standards.
Makeup, hair. Hair is a big one. Oh, you're not wearing human hair and it's synthetic.
So boys would be more
so boys are more daring things. So I dare you to do this. I dare you to approach this lady. I dare you to and then drugs. Yes, and then drugs, and then more adventurous things. Can you pull this stunt off? So they dare themselves to do quite a lot of dangerous, wild things.
Interesting.
There was a movie that came out where the boys were laying in the middle of the road, and in between cars. And guess what? Some boys did that challenge and got killed.
That's crazy.
No, it was a movie though.
It was a movie, but they wanted to do it because in the movie it was like cool to do it.
They did it in real life as well.
They did it in real life.
Oh my
and
God.
1 or 2 of them got killed just because they look cool in the movie.
And
that is movie pressure. Can you believe?
They say as a teenager that your brain, your frontal lobe is not still developing.
It's not all day.
Yeah, you are in a stratosphere that is out of this world, and you are just.
They don't consequences.
Yes, there's no consequence. Yeah. So I can, as a teenager, I can drive at 200 miles an hour, and I don't care because I'm going to live forever.
Forever.
But when you become 35 and you have 4 children waiting for you,
I find out that when you bend down, things are creaking. Things are creaking and so.
Even if you're in a Maserati or you're in a Bugatti, whatever those are,
20.
you're like, oh, there's a pin on the road. Let me move.
It's so
Yeah.
funny,
So Very interesting.
How do they resist peer pressure really?
Well, honestly, I think everybody goes through peer pressure. By the time you're no more a teenager and
everybody.
you're graduating from college, it's like, when is your wedding?
Yeah.
So young girls and guys, when are you getting married? Your friend just got married. That is pressure, and that pressure is negative because you end up in nonsense persons. I'm sorry. So, well, there's no nonsense people. Everybody's precious, but you end up marrying the wrong person.
Yeah.
You end up being in the wrong place, and you are miserable. And next minute you have to divorce because like this is not what I signed up with. So you have pressure at every stage of life.
Yeah.
Then when you get married, it's like, oh, all your friends have had children. When are you going to have your own twins?
That is so common. That is so common.
Yeah, and so when it comes to peer pressure as well, things like, oh, but this person has property here and there, and
this person has a car, has a Mercedes. You're still driving a Toyota.
Children. You have 3 girls. Everyone's no boy.
Aren't you
You
going
have
to
to
bring...
go, and the husband now says, okay, let's try again. Maybe it's going to be a boy.
Then it's another girl.
And it's another girl.
And it's like...
And it's twin girls.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at the end of the day,
it's all over, isn't it?
yeah, it's one has to, like you said about that mom. I counsel a lot of teenagers, and I say, look, at the end of the day, you're going to make decisions that you only will be responsible for the outcome. So if you rush and get married, or if you rush and get into a relationship when you're not ready, and at the end of the day, those are expensive decisions. So you have to decide that you want to be a leader. Everybody's going with the flow of the river, going downstream, and you have to go upstream so that you can be different.
Nigeria, what I've said this to my kids as well, like a few times actually. Yeah. Oh, so if so and so enters fire, will you follow her?
Exactly, exactly.
Of course, that just shuts them up.
Exactly.
And it also starts with the parents as well. Yes. From when they're little, teach them
boundaries.
Yes, and don't do what everybody else does. Let them know from when they're young.
And the fact of the matter is that peer pressure can actually have a significant impact on the health of the child and the family dynamic, in the sense that when number one, with peer pressure, particularly if it's things that they don't want the parents to know about, they're hiding, they're sneaking around, they almost change, in terms of, so they really are not the children that the parents knew them to be. And then the parents get worried, they get anxious, and sometimes the things that they're being pressured to do can actually become quite harmful for them on the long, whether it's drugs, whether it's something harmful like all these strange TikTok challenges. There was the milk crate challenge, that time where people were climbing up milk
and kicking them, and they were falling backwards.
And they were falling backwards, breaking their necks.
Yes. Oh my God.
Some people died.
Social media is actually a huge source of peer pressure, and peer pressure from the remote corners of the world. So peer pressure is no longer just about your immediate friends.
Look at these boys. There were some boys that were doing like videos exposing themselves, and then the people that got their videos were threatening to blackmail them and put it out. So the boys actually went and committed suicide. So it's like,
gosh.
So guys, very, very important. Girls, those people you think as 12-year-olds or 16-year-olds behind that camera, there might be 55-year-old men or women. And then you say, oh, they're, let's do this. And they're masquerading as 25, 21-year-old girls or guys. And then they could be kidnappers, they could be perverts, they could be traffickers. So a lot of people lurk behind, and they will show pictures of a young person. They're old men, they're pedophiles. Yeah. So you have to be extremely careful what you put out there about yourself. Don't put all your information out there, and talk to mom and dad. If mom and dad you can't reach, or you don't trust them, find an auntie or an older person to confide in, because whatever you're going through, guess what? People in our generation, we might not have had internet but we all went through peer pressure. Make sure that the people around you are not trying to coerce you into doing the wrong thing. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you'll be much happier. And then also dreams. Share your dreams and start dreaming big. Because when you have big dreams, the people that are going to tell you, you want to go to medical school, it's not possible, it's because they didn't go. Go to medical school. We're doctors. I tell people it's not that hard to go to medical school. Yeah. You sit down, you read, you get the grade, you'll be all right. Yeah. And that's it.
It's hard work, but you can do it.
You can do it. And once you set your mind, there's that tenacity. Once you set your mind, I'm going to do this, you'll do it. Have boundaries. Parents, have boundaries for your children. Yeah. Tell them when is a good time to date. If their friends are telling them to do it, tell those friends to come home and you all sit down in your living room. All my children's friends, they come to our house and we all have dinner together and we talk about what their plans are, because it's important. Get involved with your children's friends. Yeah. Know who they're hanging around with. And if you notice that there's people that are not necessarily good for them, get in there and just
break
find
it
out.
up.
Yeah, and just make sure that this is not who we are as a family. Yeah, and then parents, be careful what you say to your children. When you tell your child you're stupid or you're foolish, it reverberates, and then they'll think, well, my friends don't think I'm foolish, and that's why when we go out and we want to steal as a challenge, I can do it, and they think I'm a hero.
They find validation.
Power of the tongue, very important.
And they find validation with their peers.
Find validation with that.
And that's why they do what they're supposed to do. So very important. Please have boundaries and make sure peer pressure is not something that you fall into, because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think a word is enough for the wise. You guys are all wise, right? So the wise teenagers that we're talking to, go and just win and just get the peer pressure that is good. Your friends want to go to Harvard, Yale, the best schools, get 100%, stick with those guys. The geeks rule the world at the end of the day.
Be the peer pressure, be the good peer
Yes,
pressure.
the good peer pressure, and just get 100%. Only 104%. That's not. And just add the extra 4, and everybody's happy. All right. And by the way, people who make good grades, they get the best jobs, and they end up having happier lives, and they're richer than most.
and podcast.
Yes, exactly. They get. All right. So thanks everyone for listening. Do we have anything else to say about peer pressure?
No, good.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.